Hi, everyone. Welcome to the CXO Conversations at IFF 2026 in Kigali. My name is Muragijimana, and I'm going to be your host for this podcast. And with me is Jehiel Oliver, and I'm excited to put you on the hot seat today.
It's good to be here.
I don't get a chance to do this alone. You're usually the one putting me in the hot seat, so today it's my turn. So, Jehiel, for those who don't know you and they don't know about Hello Tractor, can you tell us a little bit about, one, who you are, and a fun fact, like something.
A fun fact?
Yeah, fun fact, and about Hello Tractor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm a twin. Is that a fun fact?
Are you a twin, for real?
Yeah.
I've yet to see
a twin brother.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a twin brother. He lives in Atlanta. He's a chef, much cooler than I am. But so I'm the founder of Hello Tractor. I started that business 12 years ago. Prior to that, I was in finance. I worked in investment banking and private equity in the U.S. Wanting to do work that was more impactful, more meaningful for me. Started working in microfinance, deal structuring, helping banks that serve low-income communities reach more marginalized individuals, communities. And from there, caught the agriculture bug, was doing some work in the Philippines, came up with the idea for Hello Tractor, wanted to apply that concept somewhere in my community as I define it, which includes Sub-Saharan Africa, Caribbean, where my people are. And got started and have been building it since. We started in Nigeria. We're now operating in 18 countries, serving 2.5 million farmers with affordable, convenient tractor services.
Okay. So actually, I'm so glad you mentioned Nigeria, because I was just going to ask, why start in Nigeria in the first place?
Well, when I was actually, so my colleague, when I was working in investment banking, I had a Nigerian colleague in another office, literally I was working on the West Coast at the time. And he randomly told me he was going to Nigeria for a wedding and, typical stereotypical Nigerian. He also had like side hustles in Nigeria. He was an investment banker by day, but he was like doing some oil and gas thing
in Nigeria.
And he invited me out, and I just fell in love with the energy, the entrepreneurial spirit of Nigeria, just a fast-paced economy. And, my observation when I was there was, number one, there was tons of opportunities. It was almost a blank canvas. The fundamentals were there: strong youth population, massive economy. The allocation of wealth is skewed certainly towards the upper class. But I thought there was an opportunity to build something meaningful there. So that planted the seed. And when I had the opportunity to start Hello Tractor, it was obvious, Nigeria being one of the largest economies on the continent, but also having this massive inventory of uncultivated arable land. Yeah. It was perfect for us to be there and use agriculture as a catalyst for broader economic growth.
Okay. And I think one thing I love about Hello Tractor is that you've designed such an interesting model. You're not a tractor company, so it's very important for people to understand that you don't sell tractors. But in that, you've designed very interesting model where you get a chance to actually set up in local communities, where you get to reach the farmers in their where they mostly need you. Yeah. But then you've designed this pay-as-you-go model for essentially anyone to become a small ag entrepreneur. Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about what has gone into that designing and how it's essentially now solving for the unbanked, especially women and young people, and what is exciting about this particular model that you've built.
Yeah. So as you rightfully point out, there's not a lot of capital going into the rural economies of Africa. And certainly no money going into agriculture. Less than 2% of commercial bank lending is going into the agricultural sector. The way our business operates, we have tractor owners. They buy our SaaS fleet management product that gives them the ability to remotely monitor and manage their equipment, maintenance needs, fuel and fuel theft, how much work is completed, how much money is coming in. And then we have a marketplace where agents in these communities are booking farmers, earning a commission when those bookings get serviced by our connected tractor fleets, right? And so we finance the agents who graduate to 1,200 acres. Once they accumulate that milestone of 1,200 acres booked, we reward them with the opportunity to become an owner of a piece of equipment that's $30,000, $40,000. Now we're underwriting the data in the booking application. We want to understand, are those acres serviceable? Are they profitable enough to now repay the loan associated with the tractor that we are now giving to them through the program? And it's all data centric, but very unconventional in the sense that most of our customers, if not all, do not have any collateral to pledge. The only collateral is the tractor. And we have to understand how much cash is coming off that tractor to ensure we can repay our investors who have commercially invested in us for us to now then invest in our customers. And so making sure that cash is coming in is important, but we have deep vertical expertise in mechanization. We understand that better than most. And we use that information to empower these communities of unbanked entrepreneurs to become asset owners. Now, what makes us different is that the only collateral on the loan is the tractor. So we have to make sure that the amortization schedule of the loan is greater than the depreciation. So as the tractor owner is out there servicing these jobs, they're repaying the loan for every job they do. They owe us a small amount, but that also accumulates an equity value in that tractor, in that collateral. So if they do default, which they rarely do, because it's a great opportunity to own a tractor, so few default, but if and when they do, there's an equity position in that tractor. So when we repurpose it and give it to another borrower in the secondary market, we actually make money from that. So it protects our downside risk.
Okay. And so recently, so first, it's now I can tell people that I get to work with you on this, but I've always been curious about when you think about the impact you're having, who is because I think in an ecosystem like you're building for Hello Tractor, most people think that you're serving farmers, but you have a much larger ecosystem with Hello Tractor. Can you briefly just talk to us a little bit about that ecosystem and who is in that? Like essentially, if you look at the Hello Tractor ecosystem, who are they and what role they have to play there?
It's a pretty robust ecosystem. So I'll speed through all the different stakeholders. We start with our farmers. That's the foundational layer. Typical farmers, a couple acres of land, growing commercially, meaning they sell into the market, but small and certainly too small to be able to afford to own equipment. We make sure they have timely and affordable access to equipment. 55% of our customers access tractor services for the first time through Hello Tractor. And that catalyzes productivity growth, increase in profit. Our customers increase their revenue off that field by 227% just by establishing their crops on time. That's number one. Then you go to the booking agent. That's the person responsible for organizing the farmers for services. Most farmers don't use smartphone applications and, booking farmers. They're more like a typical farmer is probably closer to my mom. She calls me still to order Ubers and that sort of thing. So the booking agent is like the me in that equation. And the farmer is like my mom, right? Okay. The booking agent organizes and books the farmers. That helps to cluster demand. So when the tractor is going, 200-300 kilometers down the road, they're servicing a community of farmers and not just 1-2 acre plot. They might be in that community for a month servicing a couple hundred acres, right? That's the second stakeholder. Then we have the operator of the tractor. Most tractor owners hire these operators to manage their equipment. They use a separate set of applications to do that in an efficient way. We build those applications for them as well. Then we have the tractor owner who uses our application to manage the equipment, as I mentioned before. And then we have technicians, we have hub managers. They're all using different applications to manage their part of the ecosystem. So everything from just-in-time parts inventory management for the hubs to technicians who can access manuals on tractor repair and make sure they're trained up as well. For every single tractor that we put out into the market, we're creating 5, 6, 7 jobs. So there's a lot of folks involved in making sure that chain is operational, but that chain is so important to the future of Africa's economy.
I mean, if I listen to you, and if I was listening to you the first time, I would be like, oh my God, your team must be big.
Yeah.
And knowing how big your team is, and at the forum here, we're talking about talent, and the fact that most people think that we don't have talent in Africa, but you've been able to build a really good business with a lean team, but a super team.
Yeah.
How have you managed?
Well, first of all, that entire narrative, and apologies to whoever said it at the forum, but it's rooted in racism and bigotry. My team is better than most that I come across, and we hire from the market that we operate in. Number one, our employees have proximity to the problem. They understand it well. In many instances, they have farmers in their family. Some instances, they farm themselves.
Yeah.
In addition to that, they're some of the best software engineers, data scientists, hardware engineers, technicians. It's only 160 of us, and we've built enterprise-grade software that we sell to the biggest companies in agriculture. And we figured out creative and innovative ways. I should say they figured out creative and innovative ways to make $40,000 tractors commercially viable in communities that were traditionally completely unmechanized. You don't do that by being, substandard. Yeah. I'll put my team up against anybody.
Okay. I feel like we need to have another conversation altogether about talent, because I'm very curious about how you've been able to hire very good people, but also keep them motivated around the problem, because I think the problem, I feel like there's a problem, and then in that problem, there's multiple problems that you're essentially solving for. So I feel like I might have to invite you again for a conversation on talent.
Can I make one quick comment about talent? I say young people, I'm 43. Most of our team is probably early to mid 30s. But this generation of employees, they're led by financial upside, but they're also intellectually curious. They want meaning from their work, and I think across all three dimensions we deliver. And you have to provide these young people with upside. So you invest in their training, you give them room to grow. You ensure there's open ears for new ideas, and they can see those ideas get planted in fertile soil and grow. And that's special. That's a special thing that you can offer young people. And I remember, when I was, what motivated me to ultimately leave investment banking was I thought I had good ideas and they were falling on deaf ears. And for me, money was secondary to being able to apply my creativity to big problems. And we create that space at Hello Tractor. So all you young people, come on over. We got a place for you if you can operate at that high level. Because on the flip side of believing in the talent, which we deeply believe that the real asset on this very blessed continent is its young people. The flip side of that is an incredibly high level of accountability, because the expectation out of talent that you think is phenomenal is, I expect you to do phenomenal things. Yeah. And if you can't deliver at that level, I know there's somebody else that's willing to take that seat. And so we're going to have to make that seat available.
That's amazing. Okay. Speaking of creativity, you just launched an experience center.
Yeah.
And as a marketer, I feel like I'm recovering. I keep telling myself that I should stop saying that I'm a recovering fintech marketer, but here we are. So as a marketer, I'm very curious about this because one, in our continent, and in my experience, it's not very many founders who will invest in essentially an entire space where you get to showcase your work. So, one, I kind of want to, I want to get into your brain a bit on what was the insight that you had that got you to invest, a sizable amount of money into an experience center that is fast brand, right? Like it's fast brand, it's a marketing tool, but also gets you to showcase the work that you're doing. So one, what was the insight that got you there? And two, how are you using this experience center to showcase the work that Hello Tractor is doing to your partners and the governments?
Yeah. Well, I look at the experience center as a physical manifestation of the ethos woven throughout Hello Tractor. What is that? As a platform, we want to deliver more value to our community than we take from the community, right? And so if we're earning $5, I expect my ecosystem to earn 50, right? And so we built the Experience Center first as a way for that ecosystem to convene, to understand, yes, what we do. What we're doing is showcasing our enterprise applications. Traditionally, we've, over the last 12 years, we've built 12 tools at the application layer that makes this entire chain work, right? And most people only know us for like 2-3 apps. And that's only a fraction of what we do.
Yeah.
So exposing that to enterprise level clients, like the government, like large OEMs like John Deere, who's also our biggest investor, large tractor dealers, right? Financial institutions who want to finance tractors and benefit from the credit quality and portfolio efficiency that we've been able to generate through our pay-as-you-go program. We wanted to expose that to the ecosystem so they could benefit as well. So we can be in places like India or other parts of Africa that we can't afford to put up brick and mortar. We've now exposed our full suite of tools.
Okay.
Right? So that ecosystem can benefit. But then we also want to host events that help to share insights from Hello's Tractor, but also bring some of the best companies, operators, government officials into the space to share and celebrate all of the successes that we're seeing in the agricultural space. There's way too much negative narrative around agriculture in Africa.
Yeah.
And I think largely because the narrative has been dominated by philanthropic organizations that I do believe mean well, but the way they bring resources in is by making people feel bad about the market.
Yeah.
As a commercial business, we're trying to generate excitement about the market. And so the Experience Center is our opportunity to showcase all the amazing entrepreneurs that are in our ecosystem, as well as showcase what Hello Tractor is doing. And we have, as a part of our enterprise application suite, we have an SDK where we make our APIs available so other innovators can even build on top of our 2.5 million farmer network, 8 million acres that they now can sell into.
So technically, you are a tech company. You
Yeah.
just called your company Hello Tractor, but we'll dive on that one. But it sounds, first of all, like you're a marketer's dream, because we don't get a chance to see founders who are able to say, here is a space, turn it into a manifestation of who we are, and then invite it. I mean, I think from a branding perspective, it's a fantastic opportunity for you to also apparently become a barista.
That's what I was telling my wife. This is all just a ploy for me to finally get to be a barista. I'm gonna get me tattoo sleeves, some weird piercings.
To become a barista.
Yeah, you got to be like a Brooklyn style barista. You got a funky attitude. Like, I don't even want to be here. I'm too good to be a barista, but I'm a barista kind of thing. Yeah, no. I mean, it's a fun space. We got a pop-up cafe, a pop-up bar, free co-working space. We have events once, twice a week.
Yeah.
We have amazing folks coming through. We had an event 2 weeks ago hosted by Red Bull supporting. We got a campaign going with them on night operations of tractors. So just bring in a different flavor to agriculture. We get, popular DJs from the city to come in and make sure the party goes after the roundtable discussions.
After the roundtables are done.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're flipping you're basically flipping the script on ag, and I like that.
It's fun.
So now you can't leave IFF without talking about AI. Like it's like everywhere we're turning, we're talking about AI this, AI that, but AI in agriculture.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you're using, in some shape or form, utilizing your AI to, I was going to say UI, AI to drive efficiency within, of course, the business and the entire ecosystem. But in your particular case, how are you leveraging on AI to, you went through like these different ecosystem players.
Yeah.
So how does AI come to play for these different ecosystem players?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of hype around AI. And for good reason. It's amazing technology. But, Hello Tractor is an AI native company. Our entire tech stack is built on machine learning algorithms that, up until 4 years ago, machine learning was a thing, but now everybody's just with broad brushes paints everything with AI to get a couple zeros added to your valuation. But we've always realized, that the power of data and how we use data to augment the lack of hardware and expensive sensors on a tractor so that people across our ecosystem know exactly what a tractor is doing. That's data clustering and DB scan algorithms, pairing of the right farmer with the right piece of equipment in our pairing algorithms, asset allocation models. This is legacy technology that we built our entire product around. Now, with the advent of large and small language models, we're looking at across that enterprise application layer or orchestration capability, where we're looking closely at what are these redundant tasks across this application layer, and how can we remove some of the effort, the human effort, to ensure that our customers can manage this complex ecosystem with as minimal human effort and human error as possible. And the third piece I think that I'm really excited about is, there's a deficiency of agronomy and extension agents in Africa, and the application of small language models operating at the edge to give our farmers the best in class insights on their fields, incorporating everything from European Space Agency data and chirps and weather forecast data combined with agronomy and advisory so that farmers know exactly what they should do based on best-in-class research fitted to their value chain and their geography. That's incredibly powerful, and it's much cheaper than having a human being going out looking at leaves all day, right? Yeah. That's something that now technology can do. I'm really excited about that.
Okay. Well, Jehiel, I wish we could talk. I could talk to you all day, of course.
I'm not talking to you all day.
I would love to talk to you all day.
I'm not doing that.
You don't want to talk to me all day. But I feel like it's our time. But I want to ask one question.
What's up?
Coffee or tea?
Coffee or tea, please. Yeah. I haven't been stained by this British, coffee. Coffee because I like to work hard.
You think, you know what?
The tea thing, no, coffee.
Coffee.
You can't show up with some tea at Hello Tractor.
That is true.
Actually, it's funny. We spend a lot of money on really good coffee. And God bless my employees, but they still reach for that Nescafe.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
You can't blame them.
I can.
Why?
We got some of the best coffee on earth in Kenya.
We do.
Yes.
Also in Rwanda. So
absolutely. Lake Kivu coffee. These are some amazing beans. In Kenya, we got beans coming from Nyeri, all sorts of just amazing coffees. And people still reach for that Nescafe, that freeze-dried Robusta. Well, I don't get it.
Some habits are hard to die.
That's all right. More for me.
I wish you all the best trying to convert the entire team into coffee drinkers and
decolonizing.
Coffee drinkers.
That's what I was. Decolonization. Shout out to who is it? Gugi Wathiongo.
Who said decolonization of coffee?
Decolonize the mind.
Okay.
But the footnote was coffee.
All right. Well, Jehiel, that's our time. Thank you so much for joining me in Kigali.
It was my pleasure.
I look forward to seeing you in Kenya.
Absolutely.
All right.
See you soon.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And it's a wrap.